Understand that the world around us has lost their fear of God. We have long reached a tipping point in the world where most people do not fear God. This lack of reverence has led to a growing moral ambiguity where ethical boundaries are blurred and personal accountability is diminished. In such an environment, the biblical principles that once guided society have eroded, giving way to chaos and discontent. And this growing disregard for divine authority has led to a breakdown in moral values, fostering an environment where selfishness and sin prevail. Let's look at some verses that highlight this. Their feet are swift to shed blood. In their paths are ruin and misery, and the way of peace they have not known. There is no fear of God before their eyes. Romans 3:15-18. Transgression speaks to the wicked deep in his heart. There is no fear of God before his eyes. Psalm 36:1. These verses paint a picture of individuals whose hearts are so dominated by sin that they lack a proper fear or respect for God. This absence of reverence or fear for God is considered the root of increased wickedness in the last days, leading them to disregard God's laws and pursue self-serving desires. The world has become increasingly self-absorbed. This self-absorption creates a culture where moral decay flourishes and compassion for others is frequently overshadowed by the pursuit of personal gain. People tend to prioritize their interests over maintaining a healthy fear of God. A lack of fear or reverence for God is indeed described in the Bible as a characteristic of people in the end times. People in the last days will be prone to self-deception, justifying their sinful actions and ignoring the consequences. Here are some other Bible passages that touch on this theme. 2 Timothy 3:1-5 describes the challenging times that will arise in the last days, characterized by self-centeredness, love of money, pride, arrogance, and other forms of ungodliness. This end-time Bible verse highlights that people will become lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. This lack of reverence for God shows how people prioritize worldly things over spiritual ones. 2 Peter 3:3-4 warns about scoffers who will arise in the last days, mocking the promise of Christ's return and exposing a lack of reverence and faith. This scripture illustrates a time when many will experience a diminished sense of awe and respect for God, which is connected to various sinful behaviors and attitudes. The biblical concept of the fear of God encompasses a deep respect, reverence, and obedience that stem from recognizing God's authority and holiness. These warnings serve as a poignant reminder of the challenges that believers face in the last days. The increasing prevalence of wickedness indicates a troubling decline in both reverence and faith among many individuals. As the end times unfold, it is essential for us to cultivate a genuine fear of God, one that fosters faithfulness and obedience to Him. In navigating these turbulent times, it becomes increasingly important to reaffirm our commitment to honoring God and to live in a manner that reflects our deep respect for His authority and promises. For Scripture says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. All those who practice it have a good understanding. His praise endures forever." Psalms 111:10